Hey, hey, hello, everybody. I got my coffee. Mm, mm, mm. Hey, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the ASL Coffee Podcast. As you see, we are in the month of November and have a coffee break with me, Miss Marsellette. To explain what's on that slide you see, we have our coffee mug with the nice holiday Thanksgiving decoration. And I want to let you all know that today we have a voice interpreter. It is a guy by the name of KJ. So we are so appreciative that he is coming to support us on tonight. All right, back to me. Now, let me describe my background visual description. I have a blue background with a yellow head wrap, purple shirt, and it has white design on it in the shape of a heart. I am having glasses with some dark purple lipstick. I have a ring on my finger, on both of my ring fingers. How are y'all doing today? I hope you all are good and welcome yet again. As a disclaimer and reminder to let you all know that this ASL podcast does not own any copyrights or any information that we will be sharing with you all here today. Okay. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to join our StreamYard line link. You can find that under the YouTube stream, the Facebook stream, or on Twitch. You can find that link. All right. Now, let's talk about this month. This month of November. Is there any juicy news? I wonder, are there? Well, first of all, any birthdays we have in the month of November? It is November 24th. Any birthdays anybody have? If so, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. You keep on shining, you shining star. I know it's baby Scorpio season, so of course keep doing your Scorpio thing for the rest of this month. Okay. And other people, anybody else, I want to just say a big congratulations to people who may have been engaged or married this month. So, anybody who has any special occasions, hey, maybe you finalizing your divorce this month and that headache is no more. Maybe. Anything going on? Listen, it is a new day. It is a Monday. You are alive and in charge. And let's see what we're getting into. I want to let you know a fun fact. How many of you guys like sardines? How many? Do you guys like sardines? Me? I have to admit, I do love them. I love them when they covered in hot sauce. Ooh, maybe even some mustard. Put that in a sandwich with some crackers. And oh, I just eat them up again and again and again and again. I'm telling you, with that hot sauce on it, oh, I love it. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you. The doctor tells me that sardines are super jam packed with the vitamins, antioxidants, and nutrients that we need. So, hey, if you want to live longer, if you want to be stronger, can you imagine? Mm, the sardines, I'm telling you, they're the way to go. Let's go ahead and go to my next slide here. Okay, now let's talk about black black history to be exact. In the month of November, we'll see so many different things talking about black. And I'm hoping to teach you something. Again, listen, I am a woman. I am being voiced by a male interpreter, to put that out there. But one thing is important to talk about is black male mental health. We need to break the silence that has been perpetuated in our community. We need to support more spaces that are pro male and BEAM. BEAM. That stands for Black Emotional Affirming Mental Health. Show your true colors. That's what we need to do. Let's beam. We need to heal our communities. We need to heal from all of our childhood memories, traumas, aches, and pains. We need to let those go. Stop allowing that to manifest in all realms of our lives. We need to be there. We need to support each other and let those naysayers, the people who say you can't, the people who hurling, throwing mud on your name because you're trying to just get better, all those things, we can't do that anymore. We have to change. And that change should have started yesterday. But you know what? We could be here for today. Let's be here for each other to listen to each other. And let's get ready to un un and unpack again. Unpack your own traumas so we can be free from it. My hat goes off to everybody who are out there who have already taken the step of vulnerability, saying, "Hey, I need help. I need help." You know, the commercials, the "I've fallen and I can't get up." Climbing to the top and you may need help to get there. We need us to get stronger in our community. So I'm noticing more and more people are so ingrained with this colonized mindset. Yes, I'm talking about us, the black community. I've seen so many different videos, different posts talking about the colonized mindset. I've seen so many people talk about it. And a lot of this stuff wasn't too far away. It didn't happen too long ago. It would go from being talked about just a little bit to now being on full display in the internet. These are things we need to document. We need to. So I am so appreciative of the Black Deaf Center providing a quintessential resource, a service for us all. And we are here to support everybody through that. Actually, one thing I want to tell you guys is something was funny. um, it's interesting because black people, do we really know what the meaning of discount is? That was something I thought about. And there's people who talk about how there may be too much discounts going on, not enough discounts happening. But when you see a black business, maybe even a deaf owned black business, make sure you support them unwaveringly. Unwavering support. No discounts. No, no. We need to grow our businesses. We need to see our businesses grow first. Let them mature. Let them manifest. Let them make their connections to grow stronger. Let's stop. I get mine and you don't get yours. Let's stop being individualists. Let's get together. Let's build that network. Also, going on this month is a bit interesting, but let me give you some facts, okay? So, first fact I'm going to give you is Black Catholics were officially recognized. They were first officially recognized. There used to be a lot of Black Catholics. It used to be so many Black Jewish people, Black Baptists, Black Protestants, Black Methodists. Uh, I think it was Protestants. Right, right. Uh, I'm honestly not sure how to even. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm trying to think how to make sure I'm saying the word correctly. Protestants, but somebody give me a little something, something. Give me some help. Oh, you guys are seeing my shirt? Yes, this is my shirt. What was my point? Right. As I said, Protestants, there used to be Black Protestants, Black Methodists, Black. The diaspora continues to grow. And in 2025, it continues to grow even more. There's so many different religions that has black people involved. Wanted to give out that fact. Next thing, how many of you guys know about Ebony magazine? Now, how many of you guys know about it? Uh-huh. Now, do you all know what year Ebony magazine was established and who was the owner? Ebony magazine. Anybody know? You guys remember we had Jet magazine, right? And then we have Ebony magazine. You know, Ebony Ebony was first established in 1945. Yes. And who was the owner? It was owned by a Johnson and Johnson. Now listen, how many of you guys know about Johnson and Johnson? Y'all know about the baby oil, right? You know about the baby oil. Well, Johnson has many different things, many different products. And Johnson and Johnson was the business, and in one of their products, Ebony magazine, they actually founded and developed Ebony magazine. And that have blown so popular, and it really shaped how people look and the culture, how people want to make sure we're looking good, how we talk, how we act. Ebony and Jet magazine, that was so interesting. But nowadays everything has gone more digital. So now we're making vlogs instead of the magazines. And I kind of miss the magazines, making sure we're flicking the pages. I did. All right. Let's go on to our next slide. As I've been saying, this is the month of November. So the great John E. Bruce in the year 1877, we're recognizing John E. Bruce because he fought for the rights of colored people. Now, specifically where, of course, here in America, of course, at that time. Another person to mention, Robert E. Bennett, black man. One of the first black men to be into Congress. Now, not a high level position in Congress, but he was on the Congress floor with the Republicans and the Democrats battling it out. Go from the 1800s. 1874 was when Robert was in Congress. And where did he come from? South Carolina. South Carolina, that's Black history for you. Woof. That's Black history. Powerful Black history. Now, I see somebody had commented something, so let me go back really quick. Uh-huh. I see a comment from Yim Yosori 1450. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. They say love sardines a lot since I'm assuming you're saying 5. And then you continue to say, Yosori continues to say, talk about sardines. That's my favorite seafood. I love it. I love it. Yes. So, yes, like let's bring it up the sardines again. Oh my goodness, I love the sardines, and you put it with even some bread. You toast the bread a little bit. I'm talking about a quick and easy lunch, filling too. What? Every culture makes sardine differently. Italians make it differently. African culture makes it differently. In America, we make it differently. E- Even the military, they have their own way of making sardines. I love them all, honestly. And again, they are super high in vitamins. So, hey, that keeps us living longer and beautiful lives. I'm with it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about this. Let me read this to you. Viola's Fletcher. Viola Fletcher's testimony about the Tulsa Race Massacre. The discovery of a formerly enslaved man who became a successful businessman in Ossining, New York, and the historical practical practice of using braided hairstyle to encode escape maps. Do you guys see what's on the screen right now? Do you see the patterns? Now, there's something for me to talk about hair, but I'm going to hold off onto that right now. Okay, I'm going to hold off right now on the hair because somebody else talking about my favorite sardines again. Okay. Yemi Yorsi says, talk about sardines. That is my most favorite seafood, plus others too. Since I was very young child, about 3 years old, Dad and I always eats them with Ritz crackers. Yemi, sorry, yes, I'm talking about the Ritz crackers. You got the bread. Oh my goodness! Now we used to eat the bread where we get from back in the 70s and the 80s, that bread, oh, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Now, let's go ahead and go back to what we was talking about, some more Black history facts. Okay? I think I need a 2-minute break. So, let's take that as I sip of my coffee. Okay. So, like I was saying, do you see the hairstyles? Do you see the rows on the people? Just imagine, just imagine the idea of coming up with drawing escape maps in a person's hair through their braids. Whether they're escaping from the east to the west, or the north to the south, the fact that people are able to use hairstyles to get from point A to point B, that's amazing. This is Black history. So the woman on the bottom is the one, Viola Fletcher, who actually created the patterns. And then the man on the top, he is the one in Ossing, New York, who actually formally recognized this woman for her work. Now, today's people who have cornrows or braids in their hairs, they use it more for style. But this is where the style came from. The style came from Miss Viola Fletcher and her creating escape maps and enslaved people's hairstyles. Let me go back to this comment. Yemi Sori 1450 says, I'm still eating the sardines still. Once in a while, I'm 77 years old, but I still eat them. My dad passed away in 1968. Ah, okay. Love, all love to you. Shouts out to you, Yemi Yori. Now we do have a comment from someone else that says, "How long does it take for a person to even do the hair to create the escape maps? How long does that take?" Let me tell you, it depends. It depends from 1 to 6 hours, somewhere around there. Now it depends on how much detail, how small and meticulous the braids might be. It depends. Because if it's really small and it takes a lot of time, well, maybe you'll have to go ahead and braid again. It really depends. It really does. Now, for me and my braids, it would take, I would say, about 1 hour, until now. Typically, I would just get one style, straight backs. That's what I would get, straight backs. I wouldn't get all the fancy lefts and to the rights and all that. I would typically just go straight back. Straight back cornrows could typically take you about an hour. But you know what? I mean, still, even for me, an older woman, even for me, I mean, oh my goodness, the pain, the throbbing I'll feel in my head, it still hurts to this day. Oof. So, a lot of hairstylists and barbers and such, they'll still say for me to grow my hair, and they tell me that it's important to make sure that your hair is dry because it has to be dry because if it has too much product in it, then it can start notching together. So you don't want that because then it's hard to braid. So you want to make sure that your hair is dry. And generally when you have the dry hair, it will be beautiful, but let me tell you, there's pain that comes with that beauty. Okay? Now, let me ask you all. The screen froze for the interpreter, unfortunately. The question Miss Marsellette is asking is, let me ask you, which style do you all prefer? Do you guys like using wigs? Because it's a protective hairstyle. It can protect you from getting those headaches I was just talking about, or it can protect you out there when you're out doing whatever you're doing. Excuse me. Another coffee break. Okay. The hair, the hair and braids are always best. It goes from your hair being all the way frizzed up and towards the sky. You go ahead, you braid your hair down, and especially how us, our culture, black people, the ideas we come up with, the different things that we do, all the different designs just look so beautiful. But you know who didn't like it? We know who didn't like it. The other people. They would always take our styles, our culture, and they will give it new names. They will give it a little bit of a new look and say that they created it. But no, it really came from us. And you know what? There's no better time than the present. It's 2025. Let's start to build with each other. Let's start to build around with each other. Okay, now, hey, I wanted to take off these slides, and you see, have I taken over your whole screen? Oh, yes, I did. It's the month of November. It's the month for us to be grateful. Be grateful to the persons who have served and fought to protect this country. My hat goes up to people all around this world who are trying to fight for people in this country, out of this country, in our neighborhoods, out of our neighborhoods, and all of that, all of this history is nothing without black people. So as people are getting this holiday season ready to go ahead and buy your food and have your rows of vegetables and meats and foods on the table for Thanksgiving, all of that, make sure that everybody is invited to your table because this is what the time of the year is for. I know for me, I'm going to be cooking and I'm going to be cooking some more. Thanksgiving's the time where we bring it all to the table and doing so much cooking. But you know what? This year, what I said is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy some buy some neck bones and I'm going to freeze them. And I've been freezing them because I'm going to use that for my broth. I got my special broth I want to make. And I'm going to go ahead and make that up this Thanksgiving. I know it's going to be delicious. Mm. Now, listen, I did ask my doctor, can I do that? He said yes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my broth. Now, you all, remember, this is the month of appreciation. Thank your doctors. If you're alone this month, ask some friends. Ask some friends, can you go and join them for Thanksgiving? You never know what you might be offered. You never know what's out there, and you should take it if you dare. And I encourage you. So, for my Thanksgiving, I've already cut up my turkey. I've already have that pre-prepared. I do have my bones ready for my broth that I'm going to be making. Ooh, I forgot to tell you, I'm making my cranberry sauce. It is homemade. It's fresh. And I made this cranberry sauce a few times now. I've made it one time, second time, third time, getting better. Fourth, almost there. This will be the fifth time, and I think I got it right. And I use that tool, that brush that I just showed you guys. I use that for getting my pits out of my different fruits and vegetables, everything that got pits in it. I use that tool to get that out of it. I know I've been cleaning and kind of preparing my house and my food already because what I want is to make sure that my cranberry sauce is to die for. I want people to eat that up. I have to get those pits out those cherries with this tool, with this brush, and I make it and I go ahead and I want my cranberry sauce to be solid, a solid smooth, however, kind of like as you would say, maybe jellied. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this. And you know what? Actually, after this podcast is over, I might go ahead and get me a little bit of that cranberry sauce just to test it out, and then I'll go ahead and put it into a can. So this week, oh, your friends, get with your friends, your family. Make sure you spend time with your family. When it comes to your parents, your grandparents, any of them, it might just be one of the final moments. And it is time for us to be grateful. Let us be thankful that we're just alive, we're here, we are all together on this earth. Okay? So, as I'm getting ready to go ahead and wrap up, I want to wrap up with a little something something. For all you patrons who have been supporting and will support ASL Coffee Podcast, we are looking for new persons to join. So be on the lookout again, and hopefully, we will see you on the next Monday. And I want to remind you all again, wear your red on December 1st at 9 p.m. That episode, we are wearing red and we're so excited. Okay. Hearts out to all of you all. Hearts out to you all. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Take it easy. Oh, make sure you eat some food and spend time with loved ones this week. Be grateful and be kind to yourselves and your family. Bye bye.